You know I can do that in post, right?
I was.
I don't know if you've ever watched the shows after we've done them, Jesse, but they fade in.
Yeah, they fade in. I was gonna say I've seen them. Yeah.
I seen it.
Yeah.
I seen it with my own eyes.
Walking Blind is hosted by overly emotional dudes who overthink and overanalyze everything. Nothing the hosts say should be taken as medical advice or opinion. They're not professionals. They're about to make that very clear.
Lord.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Walking Blind Podcast. This is episode 89 of the show where we like to normalize checking in on the homies. I'm Mike, and the other Mike is on tour, so I took his fucking seat. I took his spot today. It's real shit right there. I hope you're jealous, Michael Perez. Anyways, today's going to be a fun one. Today's going to be an interesting one. Once again, I'm glad you guys are bearing with us and hanging with us while the boys are on tour. This week, we have Tyler himself, Mr. Ty Robinson, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
I feel like we, sometimes I feel like we should have like an applause clap on this show or a track on this show.
I started to. I'm like, that sounds weird to clap for myself. I'm not doing that. Thanks, Mike.
It's weird that it's this tempo, right? It's kind of. Just kidding.
That's crazy. That's the first one, by the way.
So I'm actually excited that you're. First off, thank you for guest hosting this episode.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
I'm excited that you're here because I feel like every time you've been on the show, we're always just talking about movies, and we never get to talk about you.
We'll talk about a couple movies.
Yeah, we can talk about a couple things. First things first, we can talk about your outfit because I feel like everybody's admitted that Spider-Punk is just way cooler than Miles Morales.
Officially. Officially. Yeah, Spider-Punk is the guy. No, you mean you said, hey, come be on the show. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So I had to get a little festive. I've got the little patch on the back, and then of course, I had to rock the Spidey. So
did the cuffs come with like the bondage handcuffs or
those are at home, and we don't need to talk about that.
That's how you get in trouble.
That is episode 100.
Ooh, can we do like a Timinatrix episode where you're putting it down over here?
Wow. Okay, that's
I almost said some wild shit like you just throwing it around. But,
oh no, that's 3. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no. No, it was. I mean, Amazon. This I had forever ago. And then the pins. I try to obviously mimic Mr. Spider-Punk himself, but nothing crazy.
The question is, did you buy the denim as a matching suit, or were they two separate pieces?
Two separate. I got very lucky.
They matched pretty well.
I got very lucky. It was either going to be these. If they were dirty, then I was just going to go black and call it good. So it worked.
Okay, so picture this. We're going to take it back to like the years 2000, right?
Okay.
DMX is playing on the radio. Did you own a full jean suit?
No.
Because I did, and I just need to know if I'm alone in this or not.
I did not.
I definitely owned a jean suit, and I definitely had Timberlands.
Well, I think all of us should have had Timberlands, honestly. All of us should have had Timberlands, but I definitely did not have the jean suit. This is probably as close as I've gotten with the jean suit, and there's no sleeves, so I don't know if that really counts.
I just remember buying this, like, I forget what brand it was, but I got, like, the full... Now, I didn't buy it full price. I got it like Ross, right?
Hey.
But when you get that like that deep indigo denim and it stinks, it's got that smell to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want to wash it because I didn't want to fade it, right? So I was just walking around and I was like, this doesn't smell good. Something feels off here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my life. But I looked cool as shit.
Yeah, I mean that was the vibe back then, early 2000s. I mean even Tim's now are still the vibe. So.
And then would you lace yours up or would you leave them?
I laced mine up. I was not cool. I'm still not cool. So
I didn't lace mine. I thought it was dope until they were just flopping everywhere, and I wore like a angle into the back of the tips because they were just dragging everywhere it went. It was all bad.
Oh my goodness.
It was all bad. All bad. But well, since we're jumping back in time, actually before we do that,
Yes.
Almost forgot.
Ooh.
We got the mental health check.
Yes.
And then I'm pretty sure Perez has sent me a video explaining what the mental health check is. So we'll pop that in right here. Mike has also been getting mental health checks from people on the road on tour. So we've got a few that we're gonna play. But that being said,
what's up, guys? So our mental health check is where we like to check in weekly to see where we're at mentally. That way we can see, if we're doing well, like what's going on, maybe what are we doing that's helping us go right, and if we're not feeling great, maybe what are we neglecting to do, or what's been going on that is making us, I don't know, or keeping us in a funk. So, I messed up. I was actually in person with our friend Megan Golden, and we just forgot to film. So we're doing it like this. And so yeah, Megan, where are you at mentally for this week? And in times where you're not feeling so great, what are some things that you do to kind of bring you back, things that kind of bring you joy? So, and also just want to add that Megan is a longtime friend of No Bragging Rights, and we will be getting her on the podcast hopefully really soon. So thank you, Megan, for taking time to do this.
Hey guys, Mike and everyone watching. My name is Megan, and I would first like to say I think that what you do here is really important and really cool. I think it gives people a space to express themselves and also have the opportunity to relate to something in regards to their own mental health and things they might be going through. Secondly, I want to thank you for letting me be a part of it. I am really appreciative of that, and I feel honored to be here. Let's get into it. This week has been really emotional, to say the least. I've had a lot of stuff coming up internally. I'm feeling really vulnerable. I had the opportunity recently to see a lot of people I haven't seen in a while at the NVR show. Where else? And it was so cool and so nice, but also like insanely bittersweet for so many reasons. Nostalgia is one hell of a phenomenon. It brings up a lot of feelings. And we take things one step at a time. And yeah, like it's just been a lot of emotions this week. And I can relate it to like a really stormy day where it's like dark and the clouds are covering everything and it's gloomy and you feel bummed out, but you know that the rain is necessary. That's what this week has felt like. I think, as you said, getting back on track and staying in an okay headspace and mindset, I think it comes down to two things. So you can tell I thought about this. Maintenance and release, because you can do a lot of the work and doing a lot of applying of the work. But if you don't have anywhere to put it, like the heaviness, that's when the release becomes important. And I think those two things just, they coincide. For me, maintenance looks like weekly therapy, which I've been doing for several years now and will continue to do as long as I feel is necessary. And that could be forever. For anyone who struggles, which I'm sure a lot of us do, with anxiety, depression, PTSD, what have you, I think being able to have that safe space to talk to someone as part of a regular routine, I think that's super important. Therapy is not super accessible to everyone. In a perfect world, it would be, and I wish that it was. And I hope that one day it will be. But if you don't have access to that, but you have safe spaces with friends or with relatives or what have you, like I think that would be a super beneficial tool as well. Maintenance also looks like learning difficult skills. Emotional regulation is something that I've worked really hard to acquire, And it's made what I deal with a lot more manageable because I can breathe through it. I can navigate it without being supremely overwhelmed. Yeah, and then as far as, actually, I have more things. Meditation, that's a new thing for me. It was a hard concept for me to grasp before because as someone who overthinks often on a regular basis, turning my thoughts off seemed hard to do. But then I realized that that's not what meditation is. It's more like letting the thoughts pass through and kind of being grounded and feeling through your emotions and just sitting with yourself, which is also what emotional regulation helps you do. I personally like listening to guided meditations because it gives me something to focus on. And then the ones that give you affirmations and kind of start the day off positively, that's been really helpful. And I typically couple that with yoga, and I'll just lay outside in the grass and do that. So yeah, moving on to the release side of things, the two things that come to mind the most to me are movies and music, because both are tools to kind of relate to. For instance, like, you know, when you are feeling sad and you, instead of listening to something happy, you want to listen to something sad and just have yourself in a perpetual cycle of sadness. And not because it feels good, you want to do it because it hurts your feelings. I think that's so normal and it's so cathartic, and it speaks to you and you relate to it. I think that's great. So whether you're driving and singing at the top of your lungs or you're laying on your bedroom floor in tears, like, music's gonna be there for you every single time. I feel the same way about movies as well. Sometimes when I feel like I need an emotional release, I'll watch something that I know is gonna bring whatever that feeling is out of me. But yeah, I think that's a super important tool as well. Those are things that help me probably the most. That and like knowing where your safe spaces are if you need to talk to someone. And sometimes it's difficult, but there are so many resources available at this point. And I mean, I've used them as well. I don't think that, I know that there's a lot of like shame and guilt associated with like mental illness because things are heavily stigmatized, and it's easier said than done, but there's nothing to be ashamed of. Because as we've heard many times, I've heard it from Mike a lot, is that mental illness is not a weakness. And to be honest, something my therapist taught me was that anxiety is something that your brain does to keep you safe. It just does it at a much higher level than it actually needs to, if that makes sense. And so just learning how to talk to yourself and be with yourself. And when you think about anxiety, it's like, okay, I feel anxious. Why? And I'll just sit there and be like, okay, where in my body do I feel this anxiety and this overwhelming sensation? Where in my body is it coming from? What was I thinking about when it, like, what triggered it? So to me, I kind of hold hands with anxiety more than I run from it the way that I used to. But yeah, that's my answer. So to wrap things up, on the maintenance side of things, I've got therapy, meditation, yoga, and I'm gonna add staying hydrated and eating well because that's super beneficial. I have learned that your brain works better when your body is taken care of. And then on the release side of things, I've got movies, music, and other creative outlets. Obviously, there's so much in between. Learning new skills to better manage your mental health is really important. And that'll about do it for me. Thank you guys so much for having me here. And yeah, I look forward to being on the podcast one of these days. Walking Blind, Walking Billboard, love NBR. Love you guys. Love everyone watching. And yeah. Back to you in the studio. Okay, bye.
I have a very, very special guest. We're going to get him on the podcast, so I don't want to give away your full intro.
Okay.
I just want to say this is our buddy Rob Ananda. He's been a friend of ours, Bragg and I, for
12 years.
12 years. And yeah, our first real tour manager. And he's gone off to do awesome things. But again, I want to save it for when we get him on the podcast, because we are going to get him on the podcast.
Cool.
So, Rob, where are you at mentally this week?
Been dealing with anxiety for several months, and I've finally gotten it down to a point where the things that make me anxious, I don't let manifest and like fester and build up to a point where I'm fixating on things and then becoming more irritable. So I've always had issues with overthinking and overanalyzing, and recently having kids and different things make me anxious than when I was younger. I didn't realize that I had such bad anxiety, but in the last week alone, there's been a few instances where normally I would get to boiling point and boil over and become irritable or angry or just on edge. I'm not feeling that wave of like intense emotion. It's just more being in a place where I'm able to let stuff just roll off my shoulders and not just become so fixated on things. So I'd say I'm in a good place, headspace wise. I probably should be more physically active. That's probably the only thing that I think that I could do to benefit my mental health a little more.
Sure.
I eat well, I rest well, have a good time at my job and with my family. But I'm in a good place. I'm in a really good place. Yeah.
And actually, I haven't been able to do this with the last people I've had on this tour, but I'm gonna start it now because I remember. Just doesn't have to be mental health related. What's a song? So we have an ongoing playlist with our podcast. What's a song? It could be anything. Maybe something you listened to recently, but just something you'd like to just put out there, put on our playlist.
Probably the most recent song I've just kind of had stuck. It's a song by The Plot and You. It's off their new record. Gotta look it up. Sorry.
No worries. I just sprung it on him. I should have been doing this with other guests, and I just
The Plot and You, Left Behind.
Plot and You, Left Behind.
It's off of the Forgotten single. It's one of the 3 songs on there, but it's definitely worth jamming.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you, man.
No worries.
And we're gonna get him on the pod.
I look forward to it.
And it's gonna be awesome.
I look forward to it.
All right, Jess. I kind of explained to you what this is, mental health check. So, what is your mental health check? What is your mental health been like this week?
This week has definitely been overwhelming. Just been balancing a lot in my life lately, and I'm also realizing that I also need to check in with myself. That's been really important lately.
Nice. And so on times when you're not feeling too hot, what are some of your go-to things to make you feel better?
Personally, just taking time to even just like draw a bath for myself and just taking like that half hour just to have like peace in my own mind, to get away from like maybe the hecticness that's going on in my life.
Yeah. Awesome. And I will just say, for anyone who doesn't know, she is a mother, and she still comes out and she hangs out with us, still supports us. Appreciate that a lot.
Of course.
So,
how are you doing, sir?
I'm much better now. Last week, it's terrible.
A little rough?
A little rough. And pretty much all of that was because I was sick. So I never get sick, which is terrible. But one of my best things I can do for my mental health is exercise. Well, couldn't do that. So I kind of just had to just sit and just wallow. And it wasn't good. No, I wasn't.
Did you say swallow or wallow?
That's crazy.
The whole point of this episode is just to see how many boundaries I can push with Ty.
I love it. No, but no, it was a little rough though. I mean, I started feeling achy on early Monday morning, and then I noticed it immediately. I was like, my energy's not there. Like, what's going on? Mm-hmm. And then I didn't really start feeling like myself until probably like Thursday going into Friday. But yeah, now I'm much better. I mean, I've still got this mini cough tickle thing going on, but I feel amazing. I got a chance to hit the gym over the weekend, which was great, which again made me feel like myself. Been blasting way too much heavy music, just to kind of help me get back into it.
What have you been listening to, Ty?
We don't need to talk about that. We can. Oh, actually, we are going to talk about that. Honestly, a lot of Bleeding Through, and it's the this is love, this is like that album, the Spin Kick, the whole nine. That's I kind of just let that go over and over and over. So that, a little bit of Throwdown was in there too. Anytime I do like heavy stuff, I always like go way back. Way back. Which is not to say I don't listen to like any of the newer stuff, but just it's always really good for me because familiar.
I feel like the heaviness was different back then, right? Like it didn't have to be. I think now a lot of bands tend to lean on low and slow equals heavy, and that doesn't necessarily translate. Like if you look at Throwdown, you look at even like some of the Bleeding Through stuff, like these older of that time, those heavy bands, it wasn't just slow breakdowns. Like you'd have a breakdown like a Bury Your Dead breakdown or something like that, but it was it was still just heavy hitting. It didn't have to just be chuggy and low and so but I feel you on that.
But overall, like I said, I'm much better now. So how are you doing, Michael?
I've been good. This week, I made a deal with Andrew on the last episode.
I saw that,
and I've kept with it. I actually, I had 0 to drink this weekend. Even at Metallica the other night, didn't even get a beer, nothing. Part of that was also because they're like $58 or something.
$900, but I'm not counting.
And then all week, like meal prepped. I like one day during the week where we ordered food, but that was like pretty much like one cheat meal. So for the most part, like stuck to it this week, and I feel better. It felt. I forgot what it feels like to be sore every day. But not like the I'm miserable sore.
No.
But
like the workout.
Okay. And I don't know if you're like me in this way, but like I don't get sore for 2 days. Like the next day I'm fine. 2 days later, that's when I start to feel it. So I always kind of have to like strategically plan this out. Because I was gonna work legs, but I knew I was gonna be at Metallica on Sunday. So I was like, let me just wait until.
I'll wait till after.
Yeah. Leg day was today. So, but yeah, just kind of getting in the groove of getting back to working out. It was interesting too because I have a buddy pass and through crime on my buddy pass, and now that our schedules are kind of starting to align more. Like bringing her to the gym, working with her too.
Love that.
Which is kind of funny because she's like, all I want to do is the little thing that is your hips like this and like this, and I'm like, no. We're gonna work your whole body out so that like everything's gonna be in proportion.
Yeah, of course.
So it was also interesting to see her like do like fucking lat pull downs and rows for the first time and all this shit. So it's kind of cool.
Love that.
What's up, Jesse?
Are you doing the hip thing too?
Absolutely not.
Is Mike Alsaybar gonna come out with an ass?
Oh.
I'm trying to get a fucking dump truck. Love that. Real talk. Like I'm trying to. I'm doing the like put your back on the bench and do the little hip thrust things. Like I'm just yeah.
He's gonna come out with an ass or a fast?
Dude, I'm I wanna yeah. All I have is Cisco in my head.
Oh,
let me see that thumb.
Remix.
No, so yeah, it felt good to get back on track with that. Wheeling and dealing, you see the
Yes.
there's some,
Yes.
yeah. What you don't see in the room is there's just all kinds of extraness over here. What you also don't see is that we have Ryan tucked away in the corner trying to be incognito. But yeah, it's I feel like things are starting to kind of fall back into place, kind of go back to a sense of normalcy. So and if you hadn't noticed, cut the hair because Karima's back in school. She was able to kind of work that out. So she like 3 days a week, I'm basically letting her use my car, so that she can let her sister use her car.
Gotcha.
So I'm pretty much on my bike a couple days a week, and it's like way easier to than just deal with this instead of like, you
gotta do the whole night.
Yeah. Plus, this is like my whole excuse is that like, okay, I'm gonna just shave my head, and then once I get fit again, then I can grow the hair back out, and I can be like, I got nice hair and a fucking dump truck. Like it's gonna be game over.
Brand new, like Michael.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm trying to look like handsome Squidward.
Oh. Cut the camera.
I'm trying to like just one episode, like all of a sudden they're gonna be like, who the fuck
Who is
that?
this guy? Oh my goodness.
Like, yeah, that happened. I'm gonna change my voice too. It's gonna go way lower. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Walking Blind Podcast. You know what I mean? There's gonna be a whole new me.
I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it.
But yeah, and then also speaking of the mental health check, we've kind of hinted we were at Metallica this weekend, but
yes,
did you happen to catch they had like suicide awareness videos playing on the in the arena beforehand?
So was it before Iceland Kills?
Yeah,
got it. Okay, because we got in right as they were playing, so I missed that.
Are you a fan of Iceland Kills? Let's jump into this. Let's talk about this show.
It's not that I'm not a fan. I just don't think I know enough. But like, there were some heavy parts that made me like.
I feel
do
like,
one of those maneuvers.
I feel like they're good at what they do.
Absolutely.
Right? Like they're good at what they do. And I understand why a lot of people fuck with them.
Yep.
I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny that like before they found this horror niche, it was a completely different vibe with their music, right? Still good at what they did. And then they found their space, which by all means, like if that's what you're into, that's what, run it. Like, but I feel like even the internet is scrubbed of all the old Ice Nine Kill stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So, but it was fun. I was trying to explain to my dad, because the whole reason I went to Metallica is my cousin basically organized as like a birthday and retirement gift for my dad.
That's right.
Here's tickets to Metallica, and he got him 2 tickets. My mom didn't want to go, of course. So I was like, yeah, of course I'll go.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I had the absolute choice, I would have gone the first night because Pantera.
Same. I was told that we had the better performance though. That's what I was told. That's what I was told.
A lot of people were there for 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, when he was like, "Who was here on Friday?" and everybody, I'm like,
how many people were in that stadium? Because I kind of looked at like the cap
50,000,
for SoFi.
70,000.
70 is the cap, but it's
so it wasn't
expandable to set from 70 to like 110.
So 50,000.
It's got to be like 50, 60,000, right?
Easy, yeah, because there was like areas that weren't like completely packed at the bottom. But I felt like once Metallica,
if you looked at like
everything was full.
The fucking nosebleed seats.
The top.
There were people with their backs against the back of SoFi Stadium, and I was like, "Why are you even here?
At that
you
point,
can't just watch it."
At that point, watch it on YouTube.
Yeah,
because I want to be able to see. Like I watched the screen a little bit, but I was like I was watching Lars because first of all, I didn't even know he made that many like facial expressions like that. Like he's in it. Like, and it's from go. Like he's like I'm like, well, sir.
Yeah. It's probably to hide the fact of
got it. Okay.
Of how he's drumming, but
weird. That's
to be fair though, I'm pretty harsh on Lars, right? Because I feel like Martin explained this best. He said Lars is good at what he does for Metallica.
Oh, okay.
Right? Lars is good for Metallica. You put him in any other metal band, it's not gonna cut it.
Okay.
I really don't think so. But I also had a few revelations, like I had told Ryan, like listening to the new Metallica stuff. It was like, okay, there's a formula here.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna play something cool. James is gonna sing, and then when he needs a break, here comes the shred, you know, and here comes the fucking wah pedal.
Yeah.
The solos. So, but I don't. Where were you guys sitting?
400 something like that. My buddy Justin, shout out Justin. He and his buddies got a suite. So
okay.
So
I was in like.
See.
Sorry.
Okay. See now I got it.
Was with the peasants.
No. I mean, that was my first time seeing Metallica. And
you couldn't be like, "Oh, Mike's here. Hey, we got some extra seats in the suite."
My back is so tight right now.
It's probably as tight as I am right now. Let's talk about this.
No, but I mean, it was the whole experience.
Was it an AB?
No.
Oh.
So I mean, I've known Justin since I was 17, 18 years old. So, we go back that far. And then we've got two kids that are roughly the same age. His is 1 year older. So they got that connection. But yeah, no, he was like, "Hey, how do you feel about seeing Metallica on Sunday?" And I'm like, yeah, of course. Why not? So that was good.
Yeah, I think that just like I was stoked because my dad was stoked.
Yeah.
Right. Like I think if somebody had asked me like, "Hey, you want to buy tickets for Metallica?" I
Right.
said no.
Right.
Especially like, I mean, Ice Nine, like stoked for them.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, to open up for Metallica is a big deal.
Yeah.
So I mean,
even just to be able to say I played in a football stadium, that's
50,000 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Five Finger Death Punch, not really. Weirdly, this is my second time seeing them.
Okay.
Also because somebody gave me tickets to a concert. But last time I saw them was at the Wiltern.
Okay.
Love that
Yeah,
venue.
places.
But they sounded better at the Wiltern than here. But I think that's just stadium sound.
Right.
Like the stadium the sound didn't sound good until it was full and Metallica played. Before that, like they'd be like, and you're like, who?
Huh? Yeah. What?
Who's that? Like, who came up after Howard?
I looked it up, and of course I'm not gonna remember it. This is gonna sound so terrible. I thought it was the singer from Seven Dust, and he cut his.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, good. Because I was like, please don't tell me I'm the only one.
But are we just being?
See, I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it.
You're allowed to say it more than I am.
I just Okay, so like, because I kept staring, and I'm like, and then he said something like, he said the band, and I'm like, I heard the last two words. So then I looked it up, and then Google auto corrected me, and I found him. I'm not gonna remember the name of it, but yeah.
I mean, he had pipes. He had pipes, but I didn't know who it was, and then when I saw Howard come up, I got excited when I saw Howard come up.
Okay, so talking about that, so he was like, "Who's heard of a band called Light the Torch?" I dropped what I had and I started jumping up and down, and everybody else was looking at me like, "Dude, what is this guy's deal?" Like, I lost it because I instantly knew how it's coming out. I instantly knew. He's like, "What about a band called Killswitch?" And then of course everybody's like, "Wait, what? What?" And then he came up. That was, I mean,
the best era of Killswitch, if you will.
Yeah.
I know that Mike is a Jesse fan.
Huh, weird.
not to take anything away from Jesse, but
yeah, Jesse's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's how I got introduced to Killswitch Engage. It was with Howard, and I'm like, first of all, how is he singing like this? Second of all, how does he look like that and make that noise? Like, I mean, let's just be honest. I didn't see that coming.
It was unexpected.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was Howard, and then it was AJ Channer from Fire from the Gods.
There you go.
Oh, I know Fire from the Gods.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay. That makes sense why his screams are so good. Have you heard Fire from the Gods?
No. Well, I listened to him on the way home. Like, I was like, oh.
Yeah. There's a couple songs that are like,
Oh,
they hit.
side note. Phil from All That Remains was the one singing for Five Finger Death Punch. And it took me like 2 songs to realize that was him. I was like,
that's what okay.
See? Yeah.
That's why this shit.
Yeah.
I was like, that doesn't look like.
So
what's his name? Ivan.
Yeah.
Ivan.
So
Moody.
yeah. So I guess he posted something either the day before and was like, "Hey, I'm ill," and I kept looking at the singer. I'm just like, he looks like Phil, but why would he be here? Right? It
Yeah.
just doesn't sound
That
right.
makes so much more sense than okay.
So technically, I'm telling everybody I saw All That Remains and Kill Switch and Light the Torch. I don't care.
All that's so far.
All at SoFi within 5 minutes. So.
Wow. Okay, that makes so much more sense to me because like I said, I'm not a fan by any means of Five Finger Death Punch. There are a couple songs that I've heard that I'm like, all right, like the bro rock side of me is
absolutely.
And Ryan's judging me off screen right now. But
he's like, no, you don't like that.
Don't fist bump Jesse. Jesse loves that band. Okay,
Love that.
it's one of those like it's one of those things like I get it. I get why people like this band, but it's not for me. Right. So I think that that does make more sense to me that it was Phil. And I was even looking at it like, then what's even weirder is like my seat was empty most of the time. Like halfway through Five Finger Death Punch, this dude just walks in, sits down, and just goes, "That's not Ivan, huh?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Who are you?" I didn't even. And he just like he said it and then like turned his phone, and I was like, was he not talking to me? I don't.
Maybe he had an earpiece on.
Yeah. Secret Service. So yeah, but it's like it's one of those things where that band has done a lot for like veterans and like the PTSD awareness and shit like that. So I respect that. Yeah, it's just that I don't know, like that that band doesn't really do it for me. But yeah, so when Howard came out, I was like, oh, yeah, sick. Like,
I went crazy.
Howard is here.
Man.
And then, which I wonder, maybe that's why they had so many guests come up.
Yeah.
Because Howard came up twice.
He did. He came in semi-beginning and then toward the end. Also, another fun fact, Phil filled in for Kill Switch. I can't even tell you how long ago. Like, I want to say Howard was sick.
For Howard?
Yeah, it was for Howard. And I remember seeing a video online where he was like, "Hey man, like, whatever was going on with him at the time." And by the way, he's got some pipes too, but he was saying, I'm not gonna say I'm like, anything like Howard, but like I need you guys. And then they sang Rose of Sharon. I'm like, well,
I think I want to say that I saw Kill Switch and All That Remains together.
Sounds about right.
In what's the venue in K-Town? Is it the Wellspring?
Yeah.
It is the Wellspring.
Yeah.
And I saw them play together at the same show, and I remember all that Remains was sick. Like they were
talking about
straight shreddy.
Love it.
Howard era Kill Switch.
Yeah.
And I let me go ahead and say this. Jesse's a great singer.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's
vocalist.
the OG. I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, he kills it live. But I'm a Howard.
Yeah, no,
I'm a Howard fan.
Preference. It's nothing wrong with that. Love that.
And so Five Finger Death Punch. First off, like, how many Evertune guitars did they have on stage? Because they kept switching them out, and it's just like every song was a different fucking. Whatever the dude in the kung fu outfit though, whatever he was playing, that guitar was sick. I couldn't tell if it was like a Ibanez or whatever it was. That guitar, the one was sick. But,
yes.
I text Ryan at one point, and I said, if I've learned anything from Five Finger Death Punch, it's that you have to grow your beard out into dreads.
Yeah, you have to.
And then get a tribal tattoo to be respected as a shreddy lead guitar guy.
So you're next.
I feel like that was more just pushing me into that image.
It's fine.
It's like, do it.
You could do it.
All I'm saying is, like, if one day somebody lets me live out my dream of playing in a butt rock band, I'm here for it.
With arms wide open.
Don't get me started.
Oh, no. Okay. I'll let it go.
Yeah. Well, I just heard. I feel like that, like, we sang in that voice, singing along with those songs so much that, like, that voice is natural.
It's natural, yeah.
Right?
It's
just really easy to breathe like this.
Then you have to float in. You have to float in just like this.
I mean, if I could just hit a oh yeah on one song, like I'm good, you know.
Oh my goodness!
And if there happens to be pyrotechnics behind me, when
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to float and just do one of these maneuvers.
Did you ever watch Blue Mountain State?
No.
You should watch it.
Okay.
It's hilarious. It's on the full series is on Netflix now.
Okay.
But they had this intro that was a super bro rock song. And if you watch the music video, like the guy has this motion where he's singing is like every time. You know, like it's so sick. And he's got like the belt buckle with the boot cut jeans, you know, and then just give me a hell, give me a yeah, stand up right now. And he's doing this every time he says stand up right now.
Okay.
He goes,
that reminds me of like a WWE intro. That's
it's basically what it is.
That's what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the era of, what was that? Like Trapped, like Headstrong.
Yes.
And Saliva, Click, Click, Boom.
Yes.
Like that.
What's the X, Static X?
Static X.
Yep.
What was that? When Worlds Collide?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
What?
All I'm saying,
I'm saying, come on, man.
We all just turned to look at Ryan.
I know,
in the corner.
Ryan, come on.
Help us write some songs.
Just two. We don't even need to get crazy. Just two, and then we'll let it be. Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. Oh man. So yeah, and then Metallica. Now I'm curious. How big of a Metallica fan were you?
I'm more of like, I appreciate Metallica. So I probably couldn't tell you like 30 Metallica songs, but I mean, I got introduced to them. I was in 8th grade, 9th grade. And it was because a kid named Jameson, who ended up being in a band with me, played Master of Puppets for like a 6th grade talent show.
Sick.
So I'm like, why is everybody making such a big deal about this? Well, when I got home, listened to it, and I'm like, he played this?
Yeah.
Like,
you didn't even watch your homie play in the talent show?
Well, I mean, it was 6. I didn't know him then. But
real friends.
What? That's true. Jameson, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Jameson.
But yeah, like I was like, so like a 6, and mind you, I'm barely kind of getting into music at this point, but I'm like, he played this as a 6th grader? Like,
yeah, it's wild.
I mean, even hearing people play that now, like, that's hard. How do you do that as a 6th anyway? So that was like my introduction. And then I had another buddy who was a huge Metallica fan, and like every time we would go to lunch, that's all he would play. So that was kind of like my introduction, and that's early 2000s. And then, you know, obviously fast forward now to like some of the newer stuff. So some of the newer stuff I recognize, obviously, like, you know, the couple hits that they played, I recognize. Everybody knows Enter Sandman, so I don't count that. But it was just cool because, you know, getting a chance to see, I mean, 1972?
Yeah, something like that. 41 years.
Like that's
the longevity is insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you know, like, you know, I don't consider myself to have done anything crazy with music, but like at the album release show, my hand was cramping after like 10 songs. I'm like, we still got more.
Why
hey,
are we
bro.
still doing this?
I'm like, bro, wrap it up. Like, let's get this going. So, I mean, and those guys are shredding the whole time. Lars is going crazy the whole. I'm like,
now, did you notice, or was I the only one to notice that they'd play 3 songs and there'd be a nice little video that you could watch so that they could go take a break, catch their breath.
Yes.
Maybe change their shirt because it's too sweaty.
Yes.
And then come back and play the next song.
Absolutely.
What they did was, because there was this crazy donut stage.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So the stage was a circle, but it was like weird dips and dives everywhere and stairs and stuff. Mm-hmm. And now, I don't know if Lars had 4 kits.
Nope, 4 kits.
It was 4 kits?
4 kits.
Okay, so he had 4 identical kits. And he would be like on one side of the circle, and then he would they would take a break. He would stand up and walk away from his kit, and his kit would disappear into the stage. And then it would come up on another corner of the stage. And then he would play to that side of the arena, right? So because it was in a circle, I get it. Everybody gets gets like a full view, and like while he's playing, it's slowly turning, so you get to face everybody, and you get to see Lars do that like weird weird
one of those faces,
like the cocaine thing.
It was that exact face.
It's crazy. Like he's like gritting his teeth, and like his tongue is out, and he's like looking at people in the crowd, like it was just. And like they would put these on the fucking like the view.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, yo, what is going? Yeah, it was a lot.
But yeah, I mean, respect to them for the fact that 41 years, 42 years of Metallica.
Yeah.
The merch game was crazy. The lines were crazy. Shirts were $50.
Yeah, I had to buy one though because I mean, I wanted the hoodie, but I'm like,
my dad got the hoodie.
Yeah.
My dad got the hoodie. So that was one thing that I was like, I was more stoked about the fact that my dad, he'd never seen Metallica live. Last I saw Metallica back in, I think the last time was like 2005.
Oh,
and that was a young like rippers, you know, like
okay.
So now to see this, it's like, oh, they're still good at what they do.
Yeah.
You could just tell they're older, right?
Yeah.
My dad, like, you know, he would sit down for the new songs because he really didn't give a shit.
Right.
But every time, like there was that big like pyro thing right before one, and like I have a video where I'm like filming it, and then you hear my dad like, they're gonna play one. Like, you know, he was excited, like he was like a kid, and I was like, that
awesome.
right there, that's cool. Like I fucking love that.
Yeah.
And so he would get excited. Like, there were a few songs that I wish they had played that they didn't.
Yeah.
Like. Like Unforgiven 2, Fuel,
Mm-hmm.
You know, so there, and the fact that like they didn't do it like an encore kind of bugged me. Like
sounds like
they just
AFI
came out
syndrome, but
they
whatever.
literally came out with buckets after their show, buckets of picks to just throw to everybody. They're just like, here's a handful of Metallica picks. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But
I want you guys to play another song. What are you doing?
Yeah. How about you just play something? How about that? So, but yeah, I mean, it was a cool show.
Yeah.
Would I have paid $350 of my own money to go? No.
That's how much it was.
It's a lot.
The tickets were expensive. I mean, it's Metallica.
Yeah, tickets were, so my dad was telling me, because my dad nerds out on this shit, that Metallica is taking home $10 million a night after they pay out.
Honestly,
everything.
my whole night is $10 million a night.
That's apparently between like merch and guarantees,
that really just
and
hurt
all
my
that.
chest right now.
Yeah.
And Lars is still complaining.
And Lars is still complaining. He's still talking shit,
dude.
I don't know if that number is true or not. But that's what he was telling me. And I was like, can you imagine? Like, hey, let's play 10 dates. Like, let's play 10 shows.
Sir, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm playing 2 dates, and I'm taking the rest of the year off. Maybe the next 5 years off. Like, hey, hit me up when you guys are ready to write another record. Like,
because those dudes, like, they even bass player, so bad with names.
I should know this.
You should.
I should know this. This is terrible. Braids.
I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
The new guy just never made that big of an impression.
Dude, he's good though. He's
good.
They did a cool little like bass / guitar solo, which was kind of cool. Like, I kind of nerded out on that. I always get to.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun seeing that type of stuff. Thank you.
Yeah. Suicidal Tendencies. Wasn't he in Suicidal Tendencies? Yeah.
10 million a night. I'm never gonna forget that. That's insane.
6 million.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
My fault. 6 million. Now,
6 million a night and
6 million a night each, or 6 million a night?
nah, it's probably
6
as a.
million a night each. And then,
That makes it worse.
Wait,
My chest.
6 million a night each?
Nah.
So they make 24 million after paying everybody out?
in a year they made 68.5 million.
Jesus. And they're all like quarter owners of Metallica, right? So they all 25%. Fuck.
Hey man, Ryan, we might need to get this record going quick.
We need to play this metal.
We need to play this metal
quick.
shit quick. ASAP.
On average, they make about 2 million.
Each.
Yeah.
A night.
Yeah.
2
million. 3.7 at the most.
Oh my.
How was 2 an average? Oh my God, I'm so irritated right now.
That's in.
No.
It's fine.
We'll get back to that later
Yeah.
because that's wow.
Their royalty is 3.9.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, think about Metallica merch and merchandising, even not even at the shows, Metallica
Just
merch,
in general.
you can buy a fucking Metallica shirt at Target.
Yeah. I get it.
That's
just.
They made bank off of Stranger Things.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh my Lord.
But one of the things that was cool about it, and then we can stop talking Metallica after this because I'm hurt. But it was cool to see the range of people in the audience, right? You would just have people from every walks of life, and then to see obviously me and my dad, dads with their sons.
Yeah.
It's different when you're 70 and 30,
right?
But there was also people our age with their kids.
Yeah.
So there's 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds in the crowd, and it was just, it's cool to see that literally music that was written in the late 70s, early 80s, 90s.
Kids are listening to now.
There was a kid in front of me that was just he was filming and didn't even know what he was filming. He just knew he was filming Metallica, and he was fucking
the whole time
singing headbang. And I'm like,
that.
dog, you're gonna watch these later, and you're gonna have a seizure because you're just, But he was just and what was cool about it was seeing him so stoked, and his mom brought him to the show.
Oh,
and so
man.
she is you could tell she was happy to see him stoked, and she's filming him rock.
Yeah, see,
and it's this whole dynamic of fucking, I listened to this when I was younger. Now my kids are listening to it, and we both, So that was cool. I like that part of it. But yeah, it was just crazy to see that many people in that. Not even the Rams.
Yeah,
the stadium like that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that place was packed to the brim when Metallica started playing.
That's my first time at SoFi though. And that's
beautiful. Noted. There were 7 circle pits.
Yeah,
love that. Loved that.
Big or small?
I think there was one small one. All the rest of them were big, and then there was one in the middle of the donut, which was sick too. Yeah. So
don't ask me because my size comparison about what's big is
Oh wow,
a little skewed.
That's crazy. What number are we on? 6, 5? That's rough.
What number are we on? 5? 5.5?
Yeah,
6? 7. Oh man. Who'd have thought? Episode 89, just one big walking dick joke.
How did we get here? That is insane.
I don't know, but now that we know how much money we'll never make playing music, I want to talk to you about how you got into punk rock and playing bass. Now, are the rumors true? Is it like South Park? Did you have one in your basement? Or
No.
And for everybody that's mad at me right now, go watch the South Park.
Please go watch that app. It's
incredible.
Hilarious. And if you guys don't want to watch the whole episode, just
Google Token plays bass.
Oh God. Because I can actually see it. I wish that's how it happened.
Just
man.
the cuss word. Fuck.
Oh man. Oh gosh. I wish that was that word. No. So okay. So how far back am I going? So 8th grade. So I'll try to make the bio part kind of quick, and then I'll just talk more about music. But so 8th grade, going to Loma Linda Academy. I'd already been there for a year, so I kind of knew everybody. And my best friend Travis, that was his first year. And this is gonna sound real generic, but I knew what it was like to be the new kid. So I remember seeing him, went up to him, introduced myself, said, "Hey, this is so and so."
The dude that was at the birthday show.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God, that was.
I don't think I've ever seen you so excited.
Man,
about
it's just
somebody.
and you'll kind of hear little bits and pieces as to why I was so excited. Just there's just so many little things, but yeah. So we connected. What 8th graders do? Go to each other's house.
Yeah.
Chop it up all the time. And at that time, I was really only into. You good, Jesse? What happened?
This guy's dying because he has a joke in
There's no jokes here.
Not yet.
You said you know what 8th graders do. And
Oh no! Oh God! None of that happened. None of that happened. None of that happened. Whatever this little box is, none of that happened. But yeah, so yeah, at that time, like alternative wise, the only thing I was really exposed to was like Eve 6. Like that was
okay.
It. That was kind of like my like little intro to that, and I got that from my nephew. But yeah, one day I went over to his house. He had, and I'll never forget this, and this is the one that got stolen, a Sunburst Stratocaster.
Okay.
And he would never really like play it a lot when I came over, but like every so often he would kind of play it. And I would say like the second or third time I went to his house, he was just kind of like jamming on it a little bit. And his dad had a Yamaha 4-string, and I was like, oh, what's that? He was like, oh, that's a bass. I had no idea what a bass was. Like, it's my first time seeing it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. He's like, yeah, you should play it. I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah.
Whatever.
And then you just played the Seinfeld theme.
Again, I wish it was that easy, man. Like, so I go to kind of like tinker on it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just plucking strings, doing whatever. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then like, I just put it back. We were skating at the time. So yeah, next time around.
Hold on, skateboarding
yes.
or rollerblades?
No, skateboarding. skateboarding. Okay. I'm terrible on both rollerblades and roller skates. Terrible on both. Not really good at skateboarding, but I did a handful of things on skateboard, so I'll let that be. But yeah, so then next time around, I start messing around on his bass again, and then he's like, you know what, like we should try to learn how to play a song. Okay, cool. All the Small Things. That is the very first song that I learned.
And not a particularly like crazy song, so it like gives you a boost of confidence because you're like, oh shit, I just learned something.
When I tell, it's 3 notes. It is the same 3 notes the entire song, just different lengths, different time. That same 3 notes. So we probably played that song like 10 times in a row. Like, I was hyped because I'm like, oh my god, I learned how to play something. Like this is kind of sick. And then the next day, because I spent the night the next day, my dad comes to pick me up, and he's like, hey, let's play in front of our parents. I'm like, nah, dude. Like,
Mom, Dad, come here.
No. And like, and you wouldn't think it so much now, but I had stage fright. Like, I was just nervous. I'm like, I've never played in front of any, I've never done anything like that in front of people before, except for like little plays in elementary. So I'm like, so the whole time I'm like doing one of these maneuvers, and then like afterwards my dad's like, it's just us, like what are you nervous about?
Still,
like, it's my first time, like, and you know, but we played it. Them 3 gave us a nice little round of applause, and like, you know, I'm driving home like, Dad, I really want a bass, like I want one bad. And this is summer going into freshman year, so my dad had an acoustic guitar at the house, but what I did was I took out the last 2 strings, and then I just played the top 4, and I even like restringed it to have some space in between, just to kind of like,
really,
yeah, like that's
I would have never thought to do that.
So and it's, mind you, like it was like the top, the bottom 2 were close, and then the top 2 were close, and I would just, you know, try to just learn stuff. I mean, I never really took lessons, so I just tried to sit there and just teach myself stuff. All I did was listen to stuff on the radio. I'm dating myself, but like tabs were like a big thing back then. Like going on
print them out.
That's exactly what I would do. I'd go to the library, print out the tabs, and I would just go home and that's all I would do. I'd do my homework, throw that to the side, I'm done, and I would just play on that acoustic guitar until finally for that Christmas my dad got me a bass. Now,
was he just tired of you fucking with his guitar, or was it?
Well, he didn't play it, but I think he knew, like, every time he would pass by, he's like, okay, like, this is serious. Like,
he knew that it was something you really wanted to do.
Exactly.
It wasn't just like I just want to do this because it's cool.
Right. So as I said earlier, Travis had a Sunburst Stratocaster. Well, I got a Sunburst Squire. The reason why I did that is because Blink, they matched their guitars. Mm-hmm. Now, I cannot be the only one who wanted to be Mark Hoppus so bad. I'm talking like down to like the orange Hurley shirt to the Dickies with the high. I mean, I did it all. even to when I eventually started getting comfortable with stage presence, I pretty much did everything that he. That's all I was. I'm like, I want to be that guy, and also because that's the first song that I learned. Also, the first album that I learned all the way through, Enema of the State. Like, I thought he was the best bassist ever, which we find out later he's not. But so yeah, right. Which
we all found out later that Blink wasn't very good at what they did.
Yeah. Which hey, look,
like still like it doesn't take away from how important.
No.
Us,
like no, but... like I mean, till this day, like I would still say they're my favorite band, but that's just because of like the sentimental value. Like that's the first song I learned. I wanted to be just like Mark, like just, humor wise, how he played, even like the style I was playing, like that was my thing. So, I was obviously overly obsessed with Blink. And then, I said we went to Loma Linda Academy. It's an SDA school. And, we weren't able to like do all the crazy stuff until Sabbath. Right. So to combat that, Travis would show me all the Christian bands, right?
Okay.
MXPX, Reliant K, Dogwood.
I always forget that MXPX was a good.
Right, but before, right?
Yeah.
So then I start listening to MXPX. I got a story about that, and I'll make that one quick. But now I'm starting to hear all these crazy bass lines. I'm like, whoa, what is this? How is he doing that? How is he so fast?
Is that what good bass sounds like?
Yeah, I was like, this is insane. It's fast. It's catchy, and not to say that Blink wasn't fast and catchy, but this is a different type different type of fast and catchy. They're still a 3-piece. How do they do all this? So, fast forward to, I want to say my sophomore year. My first actual big concert show was MXPX.
Okay. Where'd you see him?
Somewhere near Six Flags. Is that Valencia? No. Is that what that is? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Valencia. So, his Travis's mom and dad dropped us off, which insane. Love you guys for that because that changed a lot for me. But me and him were just kind of kicking it. I don't remember who any of the opening bands were. If they were cool, out of sight, out of mind, because I was there to see MXPX. Yeah. And when they came out to Teenage Wasteland. And I'm like, what? Mind you, this is my first concert.
Yeah.
So like the lights go dim.
Oh, it was your first concert ever?
Ever.
Okay.
Ever. So I'm like, what's happening? What? Why is this like I'm freaking out? And then everybody starts cheering. And then here they come out. They start playing Teenage Wasteland, and then they they do the ring out, and then they go right into My Life Story, and I was like,
yeah, that was it. It was a game changer.
I want to do that. Like, I want to be that guy. Then Mike starts playing 2 songs in. Oh God, takes off his bass and just throws it. I'm like, oh, sir, no. What are you doing? Don't do that. That's an expensive bass because this was my first experience with the Ernie Ball. He just chucks it and then gets another one chucked to him and just keeps playing. I'm like
I've always thought shit like that was really cool. I'm so terrified.
I would never.
Like, don't fucking throw that guitar at me, dude. I'm not gonna catch it.
No.
There's a reason I'm not an athlete.
Dude, no. Like, freaked me out. But, I mean, it was loud. It was fast. And then, now I'm obsessed with I don't even want to say Christian punk, but just, like, Christian rock music, right? Like, that was a thing. So...
hold on, before
yes.
you move forward from that, what were you listening to before you discovered punk?
Like, this is gonna sound terrible, like Kumo D, like okay. Tupac, Biggie, Mace,
and was it because you liked it, or was it because
no, I liked it,
just what was
so well both. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's got to be a videotape somewhere. Wow, I said videotape. That's terrible. But of me like mimicking like the Diddy and Mace like music. I mean, it's me and my nephew. That's all we did. Like it's pretty.
Did you have the suits?
Oh no. We would just like push each other out the way and be like, all right, I'm gonna do my part. All right, now you do your part. Sick. Like that was the thing.
Love that.
Yeah, that was the thing. Michael Jackson, of course. I mean, who didn't listen to Michael Jackson back in the day? I can moonwalk on a kitchen floor with my socks, not with regular shoes. Yeah. So there's that. Boys to Men. I think I had that dance. A couple dances of theirs memorized. So, a lot of that. I mean, and then it kind of transitioned into some of this, right? And like I said, this is like 7th, 8th grade going into that. So, yeah. So
fast forward.
Yeah.
Back
So fast forward a little bit more. So, I mentioned like Reliant K and all that. So where are we at now? Okay, so we're now kind of going to
Christian punk rock.
Yes. Now, so
rock
right. So did that a lot of Friday nights, Saturday days, like after church or whatnot, and then after once the sun went down, then you got to listen to whatever kind of right. So kind of transitioned out of that to.
So did you ever go to like what was that big like Christian music festival?
No.
Harvest.
No.
It was was it Cornerstone?
Was it Cornerstone?
Yeah. So yeah, never got a chance to go to any of those. Kind of wish I would have. Actually, why do I remember now randomly seeing Slick Shoes at like some random venue, and I want to say Mike was there, and I think Ryan Sievers was there.
Makes sense.
It was definitely not like a Christian festival by any means, but that doesn't take away from him. I remember seeing that. What's the Blue album that Slick Shoes has?
With the flame on it?
Yeah.
Burnout.
Okay, so that was another. I mean, Slick Shoes, talk about fast. I mean, goodness gracious, yeah, those guys are ridiculous. So, but yeah, again, just kind of like chilled out with that genre for a little bit. Fast forward to junior year, was my exposure to hardcore really. So Travis again kind of led me to a lot of different styles. I'm not gonna remember who was the one who kind of told him about it, but Zayo was actually the first hardcore band that I listened to.
Christian hardcore
band. Yeah, that's another one, right? And this was 2001. I'm gonna have to find the album, but I remember just like doing this a lot. I was like.
There was that like root of like hip hop,
right? It just like the breakdowns were. I'm just like this is hard. Like I don't even understand what they're saying. I'm just like this is tough. Like I kind of like this, and then now I didn't really go crazy after that, but I feel like I kind of found out about them and Thrice at the same time. Everybody's got their own first experience about Thrice. So I mean,
I feel like I feel like it was one of those festivals, right? Because my family is very religious, right? Me, I have my beliefs. I'm where I'm at, but like, so I growing up, I was never like fully immersed into that culture, right? Like we go to church, I grew up in the church, things like that.
Yeah.
But my dad was never like, you have to go to these things.
Right.
It was just you figure out what your faith is, whatever. When I moved out here and I lived with my aunt and my cousins, it was like, you're in this now.
Oh,
right?
Got it.
So I remember going to this like, I don't know if it was Cornerstone or something like that, and just like there was like this big festival in like a park or something like that, and they were like all these bands playing, and I didn't want to go. I did not want to go. And then I saw this one tiny little stage off to the side that had Zayo, Haste the Day, and I want to say like a couple other bands, and I was like, I'll be there the whole time.
I'm not leaving.
I'll be at this
is
stage
hard.
the whole time.
Love this.
And I so I remember seeing like a lot of those bands, but never really, like the Christian punk bands and stuff, but never really getting into them.
Right.
So, it's interesting to think about it, because like I would have never gone to. I was already a Haste the Day fan, right? But I never really listened to. I never really listened to Zayo until then, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, you know. So
yeah, Zayo, man, yeah, that's kind of what like broke me into that. So, and then like I said, I found out about Thrice roughly around the same time, and then, mind you, in between there, I'm obviously like we're jamming together and stuff like that. Hadn't really written anything yet, but we were told about Jameson, the one who played Master of Puppets, and then his buddy Andrew, who played drums. Like, oh, there's these two guys that like they play drums. You guys should like come by. I'm like, all right. So we do this thing at Loma Linda called the Handshake, where everybody shows up, the entire school. There's activities or whatever, and then the end of it is like everybody gets on one side and you like literally shake everyone's hand and you just kind of like cross. So what did me and Travis do? Stood right next to each other, and I was going. And like, it was almost kind of like, not cheesy, but kind of cheesy, because they were right next to each other and we saw them. And like, Travis was in front of Jameson. I was in front of Andrew. By the way, that was not planned. The two guitarists and then the bassist and the drummer. I swear that was not planned. But I remember like, we shook each other's hand. We're like, so we're going to jam, right? It was like, almost like understood, like, yeah. Like, we'll get together. And then that band turned into No Alliance. So that was, you know, my first go around of doing that. Senses Fail meets, I want to say Hopes Fall, but I think I'm just saying that to sound cool. A little bit of
Hopes Fall. No,
like some Silverstein for sure. And then of course,
like screamo.
Yeah, exactly. Jameson obviously with the shredding. Travis had like a tenor voice. Andrew played fast, and then, you know, I was just trying to mimic everything else that was going on. So, and then then that was going on, and then at that time I'm trying to like hone in my skills, trying to figure out how to do stuff. We wrote 5 or 6 songs. Played at a cafe, something in Redlands Cafe. No, I was like, Rick, did you get it? Oh man. But anyway, some little cafe spot in Redlands. Had a good amount of the kids show up. First show, think that's also on VHS somewhere, so I might have to find that, maybe watch that back. But
the mini tape that you can watch in the camera. You had to play it and then look.
You had to like look inside. Yeah, but you know, did that, and then you know, obviously at that point I had already seen MXPX play live, so you know, that was like my first experience of playing stuff that we had written in front of people, which, you know, that felt great. Played with a couple other local bands, and then called it a day. And then at this point, you know, I'm listening to like AFI. Oh God,
the natural progression.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying that now, but I'm just trying to think. I'm like, you know, I'm listening to AFI, Rage Against the Machine, No Effects, basically bands that had good bass players. Now I'm starting to kind of like try to mimic what they're doing. Like, I mean, obviously all 3 of those are like way different styles, but I mean, you know, so you know, I'm now, that's kind of what I'm listening to. I'm, you know, jamming to their stuff. Out of high school now, still playing shows, and then. I don't know if I ever told you this. So No Alliance kind of fades, and then we start this like metalcore band where I play drums in.
You played drums in a metalcore band?
I knew he was gonna make that face. Corporalis was what we were called. Yeah. That was.
When was this? What year was this?
Ooh, 04? 04? 03. 03 going into 04. Mm-hmm. Maybe 05. And that was Travis just screaming. Mm-hmm. Me on drums. And then a couple RHS or Rev kids playing guitar and bass. And
I'm gonna ask you straight up, are you good at drums?
I'm Jesse, what the whoa, what is this? I was decent.
Are you playing like double pedal?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you still hold your own in a kit now?
It would probably take me like, I'd probably need a few days to like really. Wait, is that bad? Wait, is that bad?
No, that's not bad.
Oh, okay. Like I would. Okay, so
Ty, I'll buy you a drum set.
Please don't.
Straight up.
You can have mine.
Please don't. So oh man. So the funny thing about Corporalis was I never had a drum set. Mm-hmm. We were using Andrew's set from No Alliance while it was at Travis's house, and I tried to just learn as much as I could while I was, you know, while he had it, and then he eventually took it back. So every show I'm showing up just using somebody else's set, like, hey, is it cool? We just use your set, just leave it up there. We'll go right after you guys. Yeah, it's fine. Like, and then people were like, doesn't have a drum.
Like,
see,
I can't get over this. Hold on, wait. I want to see you play drums.
I will. It would take me a minute. Like, I'm seriously, like, it would take me a few days. Like, I am by no means like an aficionado or anything crazy like that. I don't do the tricks.
I don't give a shit if you do tricks. You can sit here like this. I don't give a fuck.
But no, I can hold my own, but I mean, I don't know if I would record drums. I mean, oh, see, here it is. Oh no, I should have said this. You can dress like Spider-Man. Oh my god. Hey, okay, well, if I can do that, then maybe. But yeah, so that went on for a minute. I mean, we played a decent amount of shows. That was a fun time. That was a very, very fun time. Yeah.
How long were you playing in this band?
Less than a year. It went quick. It was less than, it was like maybe like right up into a year. And that band actually got a last show. I remember obviously we disbanded or whatever, and we actually did a last show at some spot in San Bernardino. I'm gonna ask Travis if he has any of the recordings. Can
you play a punk beat?
Yeah.
Ty.
No, okay. No, hold on. You guys. No,
the drums are programmed on.
Yeah, I know, and they're super good. There is absolutely no way. I mean, I would have to like probably stop what I'm doing and like legitimately like, I'd probably have to take lessons. I mean, I'd probably hit up Martin and be like, dude, like, she's like, nah, you don't need to do any of that. But
hour tops.
Nah, dude, it was fun. I mean, heavy, lots of, as I lay dying kind of types of, but I'm not saying I'm anywhere near him, but I'm just that was the vibe back then. So yeah, I did that for a little bit and then went back to playing bass in a band called Echoes with my buddy Bobby. A guy that I went to high school with, Johnny, and then his buddy Jimmy, and then we found some singer Rob at Guitar Center with the little ads. Which was
really?
Yeah.
Sick.
Funny. So right before we were getting ready to call it quits because we were already jamming for months. I would think I was gonna join some other band or something like that, and they were just like, dude, like, let's just hit up this guy, because he had called us and we were just like, oh, we're just about to be over it. And then he came and showed up and he sang Anthem of Our Dying Day, Story of the Year. At the time, Story of the Year is my favorite band. There is a video somewhere of me doing a spin kick. Didn't look good, but I gave it a shot. I did my thing. So yeah. So with that band, real quick, that one kind of pushed me because Bobby knew music theory, and he was another shredder. So like I felt like I was always trying to play catch up with him, and kind of just get myself up to speed. And then we did the same thing, did the local band spotlight on X1039, which was cool. Mm-hmm. I think we did one of their radio shows in downtown Riverside, which was cool. I think that was like the biggest show that I've ever played, except for like a talent show, which was like, I don't know, like 500, 600 people, something like that, which was fun. Got to play 2 sets. And then yeah, after that, like after that band was done, didn't really do anything musically until Burner State? And that ended in 06, maybe 07. So yeah, I mean, I did some covers and stuff on YouTube, but like as far as like organized like stuff, like it's been a minute.
So when Burner State started, right around the time Torture Culture started,
yeah,
and you guys have far surpassed what. But how did you end up linking up with the Burner State guys?
Okay, so Daniel, so I knew Mikey and Daniel from forever ago. I mean, I knew Mikey when I was in high school, saw MBR play, and then hung out with him. Daniel was a part of that same crew. Mm-hmm. So just knowing them from beforehand, I want to say I maybe jammed with the band that Daniel was in for like a day and a half, mm-hmm. and it was very, very Killswitch Engage-esque. Miss you, Howard. But actually, hello. Daniel was the original guitarist of Echoes of Eden. I don't know how I just kind of just skipped that. Sorry, Daniel, my bad. Yeah, he was the original guitarist of that. But anyway.
Wait, is this the band you were playing drums in?
No. This is no. You're like,
I'm stuck.
No.
I'm stuck on.
Again, I will try to find. I mean, I know there's video. There's pictures somewhere.
We'll make videos.
Yeah, but I'm sure. I'm not good anymore, you guys. There's just.
But see, you said anymore. This is where I'm curious.
I mean, we
if
played
we
showcase.
stuck you behind a kit, and we, gave you a few months to jam. How would you feel?
Oh.
Son starts doing a blast beat.
Nah. We did do blast beats in. Okay, all right. No. Okay, all right. We're doing too much. Okay, so
Anyway, what do you play? Tama?
No, he's on my looking for stuff.
PDP.
No, let's stop. Let me stop.
What was that sound stage or whatever? Sound percussion.
OCP, wasn't that a thing too for a little bit?
Yeah. You want me to get you a truth kit?
No.
We have a custom kit. Yeah.
Please do not. No.
Just imagine a custom kit, but like
Spider-Man.
Henny bottle
Oh.
wrap.
Ooh, fuck that Spider-Man.
Okay, actually, that actually might be a thing. Have it be like brown with like the white. Okay,
And the gold. Anyway, so
Yeah.
Ryan, can you go ahead and book that practice space for?
Oh my goodness. Terrible. So we're 20 in 2020. Toward the end. By the way, beginning obviously when the world shut down, like everybody had a little bit of extra time if they weren't working their normal jobs. So first thing I did was start picking up my bass again. I think I put up like a Rush cover and a Memphis Mayfire cover within like a month. And I hadn't been active on my YouTube in 10 plus years, maybe even longer. But yeah, he hits me up in like October. She's like, hey, I'm jamming with some guys. Mikey sings. I'm like, yeah, sure. Zero expectations. Like, just says, hey, come over and jam. I'm like, all right, cool. He sends me a couple songs. I learned them, and then just kind of jammed. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like a little bit timid because I was like, oh shit, like I've never played in a band with Mikey before, and then like obviously Daniel's ridiculous at guitar. Like I mean that guy, I feel like he holds a lot back, but that guy's super ridiculous. Then like
I'm gonna get you in trouble. Who do you think's a better guitar player, Huerta or Gerald?
I play the podcast at work, so.
Now you guys know this water is absolutely delicious. That's crazy. 7.
Don't worry, I'll wait. I'm just kidding. You don't have to answer that.
See,
So
we'll let that be. And then I hear Jeremy start playing. I'm like, okay, all right. So I might be the weakest link here, and also too, like I didn't know that like this was like a low key audition. I would actually like to hear like Gerald's or like Mike's side of the story, but I didn't know if this was an audition or what this was. I was just showing up to jam. So like we played a few songs. I think we played like a cover or two, and then that was it. And I didn't even learn all the songs. I think I only like 3 of them at the time. And then a couple weeks later, he was like, "Hey, you want to come jam again?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So then I'm like, "Okay, well, maybe I should learn this for real." And then that second practice after we were done, I had like really put some time into learning the songs, and then Mike and Gerald went outside for like a minute, like a cool minute. I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm thinking like, did I do something? Like
they were kissing. I got caught up in the moment.
All right, the band.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask him about that when he comes back. Like, what? Why were you guys outside for so long?
They were like, "Hey, we should talk about."
Oh my God. Gerald is going to stab me. That's a mess. No, but then then they came back inside, and then like we were kind of like getting ready to finish up, and then Daniel was like, "So you want to be in the band?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is sick." Now, I didn't know what we were gonna do because the world was kind of still shut down. Like they weren't doing any kind of like live shows or anything like that. So, so then like they sent me all the songs. I like sent them back with like my bass on it on just like my little like recording thing. And then I want to say like January comes around And then I get added to their group chat, and it's like, "Do you guys want to record for real?" I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah, that's the thing.
yes, absolutely." And then fast forward a little bit more, the EP's recorded. You guys want to do some shows? Like, what is happening right now? Like, I did not know that this was going to be like a thing.
Yeah,
I had no idea, but I was just excited because I got to play music again. I mean, like, you know, you guys, I mean, if anybody's ever seen us play, like, I'm excited. I'm excited to be there. Like, it's fun for me. So, I'm thinking, cool. I just get to record, do music, and then, I mean, that first show at Gerald's house, like, I couldn't even sit still, man. I was all over the place. I was hyped. So
it's funny to see like you have like two shreddy guitar guys.
Yeah.
Like up there, and then here's Ty. I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be here, guys. Like, I'm stoked. This is fun. You guys do your thing. I'm gonna just be back there having a good time.
Like every one of the things that I always think is entertaining when I see Burner State play, right? It's like there's always at least one moment for you where you're not even on the stage.
Nope.
Right?
I'm gone.
But you're also not interacting with the crowd. You're like in a corner by yourself, just like
I'm happy to be here. Like, I'm for real. Like, I'm legitimately enjoying myself. Like,
Yeah.
I'm in my own world. Sometimes I forget. I'm like, oh wait, we're playing a show. I should probably hone it in a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's So that's kind of how all that happened. And then you know, I honestly, like, I would always get nervous of sending stuff back. Like, I mean, especially with this new the new record, I was always be nervous. Like, I hope Gerald likes this. I hope Jeremy likes this. Like, like maybe they're just like, Ty, you're doing too much, or whatever the case may be. So, but no, man, it's been fun. I mean, there's a couple like bucket list things I would like to do with Burner State before. You know, I'm sure we all ride off into the sunset at some point. But
I think it's cool that one, you know, a lot of bands came out of COVID, or a lot of bands came back together with COVID, right?
Yes.
And the fact that you got to do it with homies is like a big thing too. Just like, oh, these are like, you know, it's my dudes. We've known them for a while, and just getting to put that together, and just and I remember, like, I didn't know anything. I only knew what Mike would tell me about Burner State.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So and then I remember we were tracking, and Mike, I think, just brought Gerald to the studio as like, so that, you know, which, to be fair, neither one of us should have recorded our records there, but like, you know, we don't have to talk about that.
That's it's
you know,
done. It's fine.
That's water under the bridge.
Yeah.
You know?
It's all gone. It's fine. Learning experience.
But I remember being excited for you guys because I could see, like with Gerald too, like I could see the wheels turning in his head, like, oh shit, like this could be a real thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is cool. So like it's cool to see it like come together.
Yeah.
And now you guys are EP and a full length.
Oh yeah, I've never.
The full length came out. Like that's an accomplishment in and of itself.
I will say this. Like, I think the biggest thing I've recorded. That's gonna be a setup. I can't even say the longest. That's crazy. The most songs I've done at a time, I think, is 7. There's 13. I'm like, how did this happen? Like, I mean, because we had all the songs that we were playing live that just weren't recorded, and then we had all the new stuff, which I'm like, we're really gonna record all of this? Like, this is insane. I mean, I don't know how everybody else does it. I mean, if we record again, I would love to like do it in like sections. Like, hey, we have 2 new songs already. Can we just record them instead of waiting for another 10 or another 8 or whatever? Which, I mean, recording was fun, but I mean, that's a lot. I'm telling you, my hand was cramping after song 10. I was like, how is this possible? So, but yeah, no, seriously, it's I really, really do like say in my head, like, I'm just happy to be here. This is sick. Like, this is a lot of fun. So, you know,
I feel like that, like, you guys kind of took that traditional, like, let's do a full length record and put it out, versus where you have bands like Desmadre, for example, right? Like,
I still need to see them.
That's not a full, there's not a full record in sight. It's just single after single after single, right? So it's just all about the approach and like how you do it. I still think get me in there to help put some music videos together.
Sure, I want to do that so bad now. So bad.
I feel like that's you guys got to get us like at least one solid video out there to really push.
Or 3.
You know, yeah,
3.
Yeah.
Because
can we tell a story with all 3? Part 1, part 2, and part 3.
I mean, like if we
coming
took
clean,
a day,
coming clean again, the unheard.
Coming clean part 2. No, but like, could we do 2 videos in one day, or is that doing too much?
Not with that attitude.
Okay. Well, look, I'm trying to be realistic
you
here,
can.
but
You
like,
can.
I mean, because that would be like the next thing on my that's on my like, you know, bucket list of things to do with the band. Just, you know, because again, like for me, this is fun. I mean, one thing that was on my, I guess, music bucket list was to have Ari see me play, because she's only seen the videos, which, you know, I showed her the video of us playing at Showcase. She's like, Dad, you have baggy pants on. That's what we're wearing now. I'm like, been trying to tell you, like,
yeah, we've been here before, girl.
Like, yeah, this isn't anything new. And so that was cool, or that's been cool to, like, you know, have her see that, and then like to have it be like full circle and have her be like, Dad, I like Pierce the Veil now. And I'm like,
Oh.
Where did you get that from? TikTok.
Have you taken her to a concert yet?
Not yet, but I'd like to, because we've talked about a couple of different artists, and she's like, I don't know if I'm there yet. Like, I think I just like listening to. I'm like, okay, cool. But I think that will be a fun experience. I'm looking forward to that, just because, just, you know, you kind of hear some of the stuff that she's listening to. I'm like, I literally was listening to this when I was reading.
There's gonna be that one band that she finds that is gonna be like, I want to experience this, and you just have to roll with it. Even if you like that
absolutely.
band or not. It's like, I gotta,
like, okay, let's go, let's do it,
let's do it.
Yeah. I wanted to see.
And I fully expect you to take her to the show and then look at her and go, should we do the VIP section?
Because I will. No, but
and you're like, I'd like you to know I work for, and then write that whole bitch off.
Oh no! I mean, yes, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, but yeah, no, I think when we eventually do it, it'll be cool. Like I said, it's cool seeing her saying, like, you know, Dad's this new Slipknot song. I'm like, I'm still confused. Like, this is so weird. Like,
yeah.
Like, how are you listening to Slipknot? Like, I was listening to Slipknot. Like,
yeah,
it's a trip. But
I mean, it's kind of like what we talked about with Metallica earlier. Like,
yeah,
you're seeing that you know, everything goes in cycles, right? So you're gonna see, which is crazy to think, like a lot of bands that we like grew up listening to are like oldies.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh, you listen to those oldies and it's like fucking Blink-182. Like,
that Newfound Glory. Whoa, that's not old.
Yeah,
right.
So, but it's exciting though, man. It's cool to see. It's cool to see, even though like a lot, this is me, the angry old man rant, but a lot of music now is fucking pure garbage. But you know, like it's still cool to see like people being into this show,
yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
And like carrying the torch.
I want to take Art to a hardcore show so bad, because like I spent so much time at Showcase watching so many bands, and like I'm like, I want her to experience that. Like, I want her to be like, Dad, what are they doing? Like, oh,
you got to get her stage dive.
Oh man.
Yeah,
if I
straight up stage dive.
Oh man. Well, now I kind of. We'll figure that out.
She backflips on the first one.
I wouldn't even be surprised. I wouldn't even be surprised.
Hey, put the camera on me real quick, Jesse. Hey, Mike, remember when you used to front flip? That's what I'm saying.
Wow. Jeez.
See, this is the only like cool thing about Mike being gone on these episodes is I can talk all this shit.
You know what's funny? Why can I totally see him on like their next show doing a flip and like looking at the camera and being like, fucking Mike. Like, yeah. I can actually see him doing that. Just
Dude, if he does, if you do, Michael, do a front flip at one of the upcoming Born Dead tour dates. I'll respect you.
I thought you were gonna say something crazy. You're like, I'll learn how to do a like a gainer or something crazy like that.
I'll figure something out.
Yeah. I've given this up, but I did want to learn how to do a backflip with the bass. I don't think it's not gonna happen.
There's a lot of
there's
momentum.
It's a lot of momentum. You have to commit, and I don't know that I'm like comfortable enough to like if that Spider-Man bass goes like.
So, but before we get out of here, last two questions I have for you.
Yes.
How is your bass spin coming along?
So it's getting better.
Are you using strap locks now?
I am. I still haven't. I have not done it. I have not done it with the Ernie ball yet. I'm doing it with the practice bass still.
Yeah.
I actually almost did it at the brewery show. I was like, no. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it here. And I was like, if this falls, this is all black. Like it's over. It's over. Like I didn't bring a second bass. Like if it just falls, like that's a wrap. The show's over.
No, you at that point in time, you just look at it and you walk away.
Oh yeah, I would leave.
Yeah.
Like I just pack up my. Hey guys, y'all got it.
You play it off like you meant to do it.
I would probably start crying.
You spin it
immediately,
and then you're like, "That's fine," and you walk away. And then your Spidey bass looks like you remember when he was all fucked up, but he was saving New York. Like I was going for the distress.
Actually,
look.
hold up.
Yeah.
Do I have that pin? Like that?
Like that. Yeah, that's what your bass will look like.
Yeah, that'll make me cry.
They just put the Spidey bass in front of the chain.
Yeah, but no, it's coming. I know everybody's told me that I have to wait till we play somewhere with like a ton of space, but that would have been a cool place to do it. I'm still a little gun shy. But yeah.
And last question. What song you want to add to the playlist? What have you been jamming?
Oh no! I should have thought of a song. Ooh. Okay.
What's been on rotation this week?
I'm not gonna remember the song, but the band Sudden Waves.
Sudden Wave.
Yeah, I want to say they're from Canada.
Oh,
good old Canada. They give me Comeback Kid meets.
Is it on their popular list by any chance? Contender. All right, it's going on the playlist.
Yeah, those guys are. Oh man, those guys are fun. Man, I actually, speaking of Comeback Kid, this isn't funny. This is not funny. Let me tell you a quick 30-second story. So, we were obviously talking about like how I kind of got into hardcore. So one day, Travis and I are playing. I'm gonna look for the song right now, but it was a Comeback Kid, and there was a hardcore band that practiced next door.
Mm-hmm.
So we're playing this breakdown, sounds sick or whatever. It was the singer that comes over to the house and was like, "We don't want you guys playing that shit." Like, the hell? Like, it was just so random. Like you really just came over here to just tell us that like we can't play whatever the hell it was just the most. It was super, super random.
What band did that guy play in?
Oh, a couple.
Is it somebody that we know?
I feel like probably his name was Justin. Mike. Imagine it.
It's Mike Perez.
Oh my God.
Mike Perez.
Imagine. Yeah, that shit was crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, he ended up like knocking something over. Like, it was just ridiculous. The cops got called. He ended up coming back and like apologizing. It was so aggressive. But I'm like, damn, a Comeback Kid really makes people do the hell?
Weird.
It's insane. But yeah, Sudden Waves is good stuff, man. Like I said, it's not super heavy, but it's heavy enough. It's fast. I like stuff that's fast. So, damn, that's another one. Sorry, guys.
For me, I'm adding Propaganda. Dear Coach's Corner. Fucking love that jam.
Brian approves.
You got that solo down there. You got the solo down.
Fuck, I take it back. Adding a Blink 182
Yeah, all the small things. Actually, speaking of propaganda, I feel like that should be my next cover because I mean, talk about good bass players, man.
On drums?
Yeah, on drums.
We're not doing that.
I already ordered you a treat.
Oh my god, you guys! I'm telling you right now, like I mean, when I say I can hold my own, it's gonna be very basic.
Ty,
Like,
I will base a whole band around you playing drums.
Oh my god!
Straight up.
Oh man, I'm okay. Let me just ask him for some of the music and see if it exists somewhere.
I gotta hear it. Yeah. That being said, while Ty goes on his mission to find his drums,
Oh, goodness gracious!
thank you, sir, for being on the episode.
Thank you for having me. This is fun.
You want to plug any socials?
Spidey Plays Bass. SpideyPlaysBass.com/OnlyFans. 50K baby. That OnlyFans is dropping September 1st. There's gonna be a link at the bottom of this video if you guys want to get 15% off.
Yo, you should really start an OnlyFans and just upload your bass covers on there.
Dude. Okay,
but naked, but with your bass in front of you.
yeah, like so nobody can see. It's like, does he have clothes on or does he not?
You could even just imply the nudity and just wear like.
Yeah, I
boxers,
could just have. Yeah, nobody's paying to see that. I don't. That's not.
You'd be surprised.
The way
You'd be
Jesse raised his
surprised.
hand, like, oh.
And then you could do your drum covers with your new Truth kit.
Oh my God.
It's gonna have 2 kick drums. I hope you know it's gonna be.
Oh,
massive.
okay, no, that's not necessary. No. No, what else? Everybody go listen to the new Burner State album. We have a show in a month, in 2 months.
No, October,
October,
I think.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, and still waiting on that new Culture.
Don't think it's gonna happen.
That's crazy.
Don't think it's gonna happen. Don't think it's gonna happen. I don't know. It might happen.
I mean, I think it'd be cool to just do one more.
I'm just, Ryan might write some C standard riffs for us.
Okay.
That being said, at Walking Blind Pod everywhere, walkingblindpod@gmail.com. If you guys are hitting the Born Dead tour dates on the East Coast with NBR, hit up Mike, do that mental health check and be on the episode. Also, check out the resources on the page if you are looking for any assistance within 30 miles of every venue that they're playing at. So make sure you guys check that out. Yeah. Love you guys. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.
No way to handle my aggression.